Sam Simon bought me breakfast once.
Who the f*** is Sam Simon?
Sam Simon's the guy who helped create The Simpsons.
Oh, Sam
created The Simpsons. Sam Simon helped turn it into a TV show and get it on the air.
Look, how did he buy you breakfast?
I was over at the Howard Stern studio. He was on the show talking about it. When the show was over, we all went out for breakfast. Sam was like, "I got it, guys." And I was like, "Wow, thank you." And in my head, I'm like, "You're worth $100 million. So yeah, I'm sure you could pick up the check."
All right, well, good evening and welcome to another episode of Who the F is Rob White, the show where I tattoo and hang out with stand-up comics. Today's guest on the show is Mr. Tony Landolfi.
Hello.
Right, we'll insert some round of applause.
Yay, applause.
And we are tattooing the infamous man on the old pizza box. You want to tell that real quick? How that happened? How we're doing? Is this your coat of arms or something?
Yeah, that's what it is. You know, as being Italian, you got to have that.
I figure so.
Part of the lineage. No, when I was a little kid, my grandparents owned a pizzeria. It's actually still there. It's Angela's Pizza in Islip. And my grandfather looks just like the guy. Or he looked just like the guy on the pizza box.
Right.
So when I was like 3, my parents told me that that was him. They put his picture on the pizza box. And I believed them until I was about 14. When I figured out it wasn't my grandfather. Because I was like, he's on every pizza box everywhere.
That's fine.
Why do they have no money? Like, they should be stupid rich right now. Because he's on every pizza box everywhere. And then my father was like, you know, I'm telling all my friends, like, "Oh, that's my grandfather on the pizza box."
Yeah.
For years, telling everybody, "That's my grandfather on the pizza." And then one day my father was like, "Asshole, that's not your grandfather."
That's just a guy.
We just made it. We were joking when we said it was your grandfather. Well, it looks just like him.
See, like, you didn't believe in Santa Claus anymore, but you.
But I still believe the
grandfather's definitely on that goddamn pizza box.
I still believe my no. That's grandfather, and for the white people, that's grandfather in Italian.
White people.
I still believe that that was him on the pizza box for the longest time. Yeah.
That's classic. I love it. I love this dude.
So,
I'm going to start tattooing you, actually, as we talk here. But, no, I remember as a kid, we would always draw the little joint in his fingers.
Oh, yeah.
Because it looked like, doesn't he look like he's like, hey, that's
yeah,
spicy weed.
But, man.
That's fun.
I don't smoke weed, so I didn't see the...
You don't even understand what we're talking about.
The thrill of it.
The thrill of it.
Oh, my God, it hurts.
Oh, Jesus. You've never smoked weed?
Oh, no, I used to smoke weed a lot when I was younger.
I'm like, I feel like you're not...
But not anymore. I honestly... the last time I did, I took 2 hits off a joint, and I went to sleep, like, immediately.
Yeah, it's...
And it was in my backyard. Like, my friends were over and stuff, and everybody's smoking it. And I was like, hey, let me get a hit of that. And took 2 hits, passed it around, and the next thing I was like, ah. And then I woke up, and I looked at my wife. I was like, everybody left? She's like, you fell asleep. I was like, yeah, but they left. She's like, you've been sleeping for 3 hours. Out here, in front of the fire pit. I was like, oh, all right. So,
I wish it did that. Like, I wish that's all it did. Like, I just smoked a little bit of weed.
Yeah.
And I fell asleep because I could use that some nights. But instead, it just gives me full on, like, it just mimics heart attack, chest pains, you know? So I'm just like, oh my God, I think I'm dying. I'm dying.
And then the paranoia kicks in.
Yeah, it's like this Billy Joel song sounds like my heartbeat. I don't know. We didn't start the fire always sound like that? Like, no, that's you just took an edible. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. So, I mean, I don't hold it against anybody. You can smoke it all you want. I don't care. But
I feel like it's just good for you, like for creative stuff. Marijuana is amazing.
You think so?
Yeah, it is. Like, but you got to, if you can't control it, like that's the problem.
Maybe
like, you know, just the good parts
would get you to be more creative.
Yeah, no.
Well, like Molly. Molly's supposed to put you in like a
really. I never did that before.
Me neither. But I heard it's supposed to put you in like a really good mood. So.
Isn't Molly the sex one? Not sex one.
It's like ecstasy.
Jesus. It's like ecstasy. That's what I'm saying. It's like the sex one. What am I?
The sex
80 years old. Is this that sex drug?
That sex drug I take and I'm gonna have sex.
That's Cialis. Oh, okay. Different.
That's Viagra. Oh, all right.
Cialis. Remember who had that joke years ago? The old guy, Stan Keshner. Was
Was it Stan? May he rest in peace.
I couldn't get an erection, so I took Cialis, but seeing Alice was the problem. Like, it's one of those.
That sounds like a Stan Keshner joke.
Oh, man.
He was a good guy.
Yeah, he was fun.
Him and his brother.
Gary Keshner.
Gary Keshner.
Yeah, both Long Island guys.
Yeah. They were good dudes.
Weird shit. So, when did you start? When did you start doing comedy?
Early 90s. I started. I did a couple open mics. It was the first open mic I ever did was for a guy. His name was Dick Dixon.
Dick Dixon.
And he got famous because he did a spot on Richard Nixon impression.
What? How much dick does this guy have?
Right? He looked like him. He sounded like him. Everything, but that's all he had. So after Nixon, walked off into the sunset, what was this guy going to do? So he was doing open mics, but he was very old at the time, and he would shout instructions to you while you're trying to do your set. Because it was like an open mic, but there was people in the audience. People brought their friends or their family to come see them and stuff. So you would be doing your set, and then you'd hear him scream from the back, like, "Stay in the light! You're walking out of the spotlight. Stay in the..." Oh, I'm sorry. So
it's like working with your dad on the car.
Exactly.
You hold the flashlight. Hold the flashlight.
Exactly. So he would just be yelling stuff at you from there, but. That's how I started. And that was in the second East Side Comedy Club. They had a little room, like Governors now has the little room.
Yeah.
They had a little room, so we did in the little room. And then the first time I ever got to play in a big room, Richie Minavini, he gave me my first real spot ever.
And he ran the...
he owned it, East Side.
The East Side. Yeah, I'm trying to remember who ran what. And Gary Smith was the brokerage out here,
Richard Minavini owned East Side, and... what's his name now? I can see him in front of me. The director, he made 40-Year-Old Virgin, and Judd Apatow was his bartender.
Judd Apatow.
Judd Apatow was his bartender, and he was doing stand-up as well.
Ain't that crazy shit?
Judd Apatow.
How many Long Island stand-ups literally are out there now that are doing well?
Yeah.
I mean, when you compare it to any other market, I mean, of course, New York City has a huge market.
But the majority of the people that came out of the city that made it, they started out as Long Island comics.
Yeah, it's true.
Then they got discovered in the city.
Yeah.
Seinfeld, he got discovered in the city, but he started out in Long Island. Eddie Murphy, same thing. Kevin
Roosevelt,
James,
Kevin James.
Same thing.
Rosie O'Donnell, Amy Schumer.
Yeah.
Dangerfield, right?
Dangerfield was at Pips, but he was from Babylon.
Lenny Bruce and Belmore.
Yep.
George Carlin, I think, was Brooklyn, but a lot of people won't admit it. But Brooklyn, it's part of Long Island.
It's part of Long Island, but yes.
It's a very Brooklyn thing to not want to be part of Long Island.
That's all right.
It's we don't want them
until they move out here. Then it's fine. But then they have to let everybody know they're from Brooklyn. Everybody needs to know.
It doesn't even carry the weight like it used to.
It used to be intimidating to be from Brooklyn. Now
it was a neighborhood that was synonymous with being tough guy.
So gentrified now and stuff, and now it's like, come to Brooklyn.
It's like,
we have echinacea.
Guys, and see my artisanal cheese shop. I'll whip your ass silly here in Brooklyn. Like, oh, will you? Yeah, it's true.
Well, everybody from Brooklyn has to let you know they're from Brooklyn. And whatever you try to do, guys are like, the best pizza you're ever going to get. When I lived in Brooklyn at L&B's in Mill Basin, you never get pizza like that, only in Brooklyn. When I lived in Brooklyn. That's great. Can I get 20 on pump 3?
20 on pump 3. That's classic. Yeah, pizza is a Long Island and New York staple. Everyone will complain and fight. Oh, it's a Jersey thing. Oh, it's whatchamacallit. Connecticut's got the best.
Connecticut's got the worst pizza ever.
Have you heard the one lately? I heard this, and I never heard this before. People always argue who's got the better pizza, the Italians or the Greeks, and I'm like, the what? The Greeks?
Oh, Greek pizza. Yeah.
What the? What is Greek pizza? Is that like Mexican pizza from Taco Bell?
Got feta cheese on it instead of mozzarella. I don't know.
I feel like you're the representative of pizza right now.
Yeah, well, because we got because I had pizzeria in my family, so I'm supposed to be the pizza historian.
You are getting the dude from the box on here. Like this is like.
Ironically, I'm getting.
I know it's cool. I always wanted to tattoo this guy. I thought it was the coolest thing.
Am I the first person to ever get this tattoo?
Oh, that I've ever done? Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
I
I'm
saw
honored.
it, years ago. I put together a sheet of like Italian designs.
Yeah.
And there's only so many Italian designs before it starts to get like, what do I put? You know what I mean?
I mean, this is what you can put:
the Italian horn,
the flag, the horn, Gobetto.
That's the guy with the like. The
hand,
right? Yeah.
He's in the cornuda. He's got the horseshoe in his hand. He's good luck.
Yeah.
And that's
cool.
about this guy.
You know, well, that's what I did. I put him on the sheet, and my dad was like, "You think you're funny? You think you're funny with that?" I'm like, "No, that's like a big Italian thing. They love that." And he's like, "Yeah, someone's gonna kick your ass for that, you know." I'm like, "I don't know. I think he's cool. I thought he was like, he was in every pizza Italian restaurant. He was always there. Even statues of him. Like,
I don't think it was. It's a big Italian thing.
No,
and I got to tell you, all of that crap is just like Italian American stuff. American Italians. You know, it was like when I was in Italy, you didn't see this guy anywhere.
No, yeah. This guy is, that's the thing that's so kind of cool about America, is we have our own, like, subcultures of other cultures.
Yeah.
You know, so if you think about, like, even just the way, because, like, now for you speak Italian. You actually speak real Italian.
Yeah.
As opposed to, I say that because there's a ton of people on Long Island who will correct you, but it's not real.
Right.
You know, they'll be like, it's not manicotti, it's monogot.
It's not
monogot. What did you just say?
You say, so when my cousins that still live in Italy, when they come over here to visit, and they'll hear that, they're like, what are you saying?
No one calls
and they're like, you know, what's monogot? Manicotti. That's how you're supposed to say it correctly.
Yeah, but we have, and it's not just.
But
Italians.
that's the American Italians. That's what and it just keeps just slang, and it's stuck. That's all.
But it's American version of Italian culture.
Yeah.
But it's not just Italians that do that, because I see it a lot in like the Irish culture. They're like, oh, it's St. Patrick's Day. Everybody, we got to get the corned beef and cabbage.
Yeah.
And like, well, nobody eats that in Ireland.
No, I know that.
You go to Ireland, they're like, what is this bullshit? They don't even have corned beef. But that's because when the Irish immigrants were here, they were living, in the same neighborhoods as the Jewish deli owners. And that was the cheapest meat they could get. So instead of, having like lamb or what have you, it was, well, we're having corned beef tonight. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, cabbage sucks, though.
Cabbage is disgusting.
I don't know what's going on with that. Now, your wife is Irish, so
Yeah.
do you have to eat random stuff like that, or are you the
No.
cook of the family?
No. Right now, she's on this health kick where no more red meat.
Oh, no.
So every day it's either chicken and a turkey.
Oh, man.
Or fish.
Oh, that's a beat. What about like venison or something? Like venison?
Oh, I would need that.
Why not?
Yeah.
Just cause?
Just this is a deer.
Oh, because you love it?
Yeah, I couldn't like shoot a deer and skin it and butcher it and eat it. That's horrible.
What's crazy about that though is you're an avid fisherman.
Yep.
And you'd haul in a striped bass, beat the shit out of it, throw it on your dinner plate. You don't have
No problem.
No problem at all.
Because my father taught me when I was a kid, fish have no soul. Yeah. So you don't have to worry about that.
Fish have no soul.
Fish have no soul. Don't worry about it.
So many little jokes I can make that I can't.
They're like gingers.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was thinking, I'm like, what group of people can I disparage and get away with? Rob, you're always saying racist stuff. I'm trying not to. It's funny, though.
Yeah, that's just because one time I said to him, I was like, I feel bad for the fish, like with jamming his metal hook through his face and dragging him through the water in it. What? If that fish had the chance, he'd bite your fingers right off. You don't care, because they got no soul. All right.
No soul. which is hysterical. That's like the funniest damn thing you could say.
Yeah.
Soulless.
So that's why you don't feel
Soulless fish.
bad. I actually have pet fish.
Do you eat the fish in front of them? Like, that's
No.
sicko shit, right? Like, there you go.
No. But my father comes by the house and looks at the tank. I have 2 big catfish and a huge pleco.
Pleco.
And my father comes and he looks at it. Pleco's about 15 inches long. And my father's like, when are we going to eat this one? I go, we're not eating my fish, Dad. It's not
That's fun.
not for eating. That's my pet. So I raised him. He was an inch long when I got him. Now he's 15 inches long.
Pleco.
Yeah, they're the ones they're sucking on the glass. They eat the algae and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, what's the one that looks like a dog? There's one I saw and it looks like a frickin' dog. The head of it. What the hell are they called?
Dog-faced puffer.
Is it a dog-faced puffer fish?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what it looked like. It looked like.
Yeah.
It reminded me of when Snoop Dogg in the Snoop Dogg video where he turns into the Doberman.
He turns into the Doberman.
I was like, oh, what's that? And it was weird. The moment I saw him was in a funeral home, so I'm just like, Diana, come here. And I have my camera out. I'm like, Diana, does this fish look like Snoop Dogg? And she's like, we're at a funeral.
Well, the first 3 letters of funeral are F-U-N.
Yeah, I'm like, come on. This is like, there's no. I bust my wife's chops constantly. I don't care if we're at a funeral.
Oh, I've seen the videos.
Yeah, you gotta bust balls, you know.
I've seen the videos.
She's a good sport about it, you know.
You're lucky. A lot of people wouldn't be.
You know, I mean, she complains about it, but you know.
My wife is cool with stuff like that too. I'll bust her chops. And
Like, what if that becomes the viral video? Just me busting her balls, you know what I mean? And all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, you like the new car? Yeah, was it worth me annoying you in the Walmart, you know? I don't know.
We got shirts, hoodies, and hats. Go to rockgut.shop for our website. That's rockgut.shop. And use promo code STONER for 10% off everything in the store. Okay.
Do we have the old-fashioned bleep, Chris? Can we do the old-fashioned bleeps in there, like it was an old beep, 1950s episode of
the Honeymooners?
What was the one where they used to show all the mistakes on?
Oh, bloopers.
Bloopers, yeah, bloopers.
That wasn't in the 50s. That was in the 80s.
I don't know.
Dick Clark hosted it.
Dick Clark, Bob Saget, whatever.
No, Bob Saget was America's Funniest Home Videos.
I don't know. I guess I did a lot of drugs and watched reruns. What happened?
Ooh.
Did that hurt?
No, it just tickled.
How does it feel? That's always interesting, huh?
I hate when people ask me that. What does it feel like? I don't know. I can't describe it.
But you know why I ask it? Because, okay, here's the thing. Your being a stand-up comic is like you try to make people feel exactly what you're thinking. Like, stand-up comics are probably the most descriptive people on earth. Like if you were going to describe something, you're not going to go, well, this man was fat. Like you're going to tell us fat like how? I don't know. I always feel like my favorite expression for how tattoos feel was it feels like wet fire.
Yeah, that's a good description. Wet fire. I tell them it feels like bees are nailing you.
Yeah, just a whole. I have a bee gun.
It's just a bunch of bees hitting you. You know, it's not. What, does it hurt? Yeah, sticking a goddamn needle in my flesh and dragging it. Yeah, it hurts a little bit.
Feels great. Someone's rubbing cotton candy on my ass.
And then they go, well, why do you do it? If it hurts so much, why do you do it? And then I was like, if I have to explain it to you, you don't get it.
It's true.
I'm like, go get one, and then you'll see. It will go of one of 2 ways. You'll get one, and you'll either be like, oh my God, I'm never going through that again, or oh my God, when am I getting? I got to get a new one right now.
Yeah. No,
that's how it worked for me. I got one, and then it just turned into this whole thing.
It's such an interesting, strange thing, and I always say it's because it's the only thing that it's the most permanent thing you're going to wind up doing in your life. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? There's you could lose everything, and unless you lose this limb, you're gonna have this forever. Mm-hmm. People will be like, oh...
Sort of a primal feel to it, too.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not heating up a spearhead and scarring my face with it.
Oh, that'd be cool, though.
But Who, my seal? And
Kissed by a rose. Kissed by a rose, all right.
So I mean that's part of it too. It's just got like this primal aspect of it, like makes you think back to when the old Neanderthal days and stuff like that.
It seems like it would have been a lot more fun though. Getting tattooed in some yurt, some hut somewhere. Some guy's all gassed up on.
Yeah, but they were probably just high on peyote.
Yeah, yeah. No, just get smoked up on some kind of ancient wacky laughing gas, and just come out of a trance and tell you what you're gonna get, and it'd be freaking hilarious. I tried writing a bit on that. I don't want to go into the bit because then it just sounds hacky,
Yep.
You ever do that? You ever like on or see one of those shows where they do the bits, but the bits are like worked into the conversation?
Yeah.
Like what's that one show with Byron Allen, the
the
Comics Unleashed?
Yes.
We're like, hey Tony, I heard you have an affinity for weed whackers, and you're like, no one's gonna ask.
Yeah, ask that question.
A question like that.
Little Bird told me that you really like making your own sausage.
That's right, Byron. The other day I was in my kitchen.
They try to make it seem, like natural, and it just comes out, and you're like, that's a bit. Stop it.
They used to do it on some of the older shows. Like, I think Carson used to have stuff like that, or Letterman. But for whatever reason, maybe I was younger and I just didn't realize. I just thought that those dudes who were doing it were extremely funny.
So, like, my buddy the other day sent me this reel, and it was this comic, and he got heckled, and he was having a back and forth with the heckler, and then like just said like this super, clever thing, and the whole audience was like, and I watched it, and I said to him, "Yeah, that guy was a plant. That wasn't a real heckler. Like, it was so obvious that the guy was a plant.
Yeah.
Like, that wasn't a real heckler. That guy was a plant."
I've seen those kind of videos. They're upsetting.
It's like it's just too obvious, Just
They're like, you ever see that video of the kid that's having the freak out meltdown in the tattoo shop in the chair?
Oh, that's fake, yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, "Stop touching me with your dirty hands."
That's dirty.
You're
dirty.
Kick 10 shades of shit out of that kid. That's why I get mad. I'm like, this is why Ink Masters and all the Miami Ink shows were so crappy. It was because they'd be so staged and phony.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? Just videotape us in the shop. We're gonna say wild, inappropriate, insane stuff, and maybe not every day is a home run, but you're going to get way more home runs naturally than you are if you're trying to put up, fake drama. Nah.
I don't understand it. Ink Masters, though, was a competition show, so, like, the people knew what was going on.
Yeah, I kind of hated that show just because it was very unrealistic to what tattooing was.
Because you just didn't like Dave Navarro.
I just, well, yeah, I know. I have a whole beef with that whole thing because it's like you got two guys on there for good or bad, whatever. They were tattoo artists in the community, and everybody knows. Oh, it's Oliver Peck and Chris Nunez. Okay, but then. And you're like, and I'm Dave Navarro. I've been getting tattooed for a long time, so that's why I'm qualified to tell you about. Shut your face.
Well, he was a host. He really didn't.
Yeah, but why don't you have somebody that was like that had good tattoos on there, or somebody that at least I mean, I don't know. Fred Durst at least like was a tattoo artist for some period of time, so even if he sucks, it's still like okay, all right, we can use him, I guess. I don't know. It just seemed so funky to me that there's Dave Navarro. I wanted to make my own show. And just have me playing, just having me judging people on their guitarmanship.
I've been to so many concerts that I know how a good guitarist should sound.
I'm listening to this shit for a decade or two, and on the next episode of Guitar Masters, it'll just be like me, Dickie Betts, and Yngwie Malmsteen. Like, you know what? When you did that little didn't like it so much. Just send fucking Tom Morello,
Yeah.
I didn't like that you used the spatula to play the album. I don't want you to just use your fingers. Why you had to use a fork?
You know what hurts even more is my hair getting pulled on the other side of my leg.
Oh, you want to move it around a little bit?
the plastic.
Yeah, that's gotta feel great. That's gotta feel wonderful. This is actually the quickest of the tattoos on the show. I would
Wow.
say, yeah.
That's good, I
So
guess,
I mean,
in a way.
you're the third one in. You know, depending upon how we arrange the episodes.
Oh, who were the other ones?
Joe Winchell was number 1.
Okay.
He got Krusty the Clown
Okay.
tattooed on him because Krusty the Clown's his favorite because he was a Simpsons character and
Yeah.
he also was a stand-up comic clown. You know, that's kind of cool. And then
Okay, I'm a big Simpsons fan. I know who Krusty the Clown is.
yeah, no, I overexplained, just mansplained it.
Sam Simon bought me breakfast once.
Who the fuck is Sam Simon?
Sam Simon's the guy who helped create The Simpsons.
Oh, it's Sam Simon Simpsons. You know, it sounds like
Matt Groening created The Simpsons. Sam
Right.
Simon helped turn it into a TV show and get it on the air.
look at you, you fucking nerd.
And he bought me breakfast once.
How do you buy your breakfast?
I was over at the Howard Stern studio when they were still on K-Rock, and he was with Artie because he was developing a sitcom for Artie, and he was on the show talking about it. And then afterwards, when the show was over, we all went out for breakfast. Me, Sam, Artie, John Melendez, Bob Levy, Sal.
Oh shit, the whole damn cast and crew.
We all went out for, and Casey, that's right. And we all went out for breakfast. And Sam was like, I got it, guys. And I was like, wow, thank you. And then in my head, I'm like, you're worth $100 million. So yeah, I'm sure you could pick up the check.
What did you eat though? What was it?
I got eggs. I had eggs and toast. That was it. I didn't go crazy. You know?
It's a good egg omelet. You can't mess that up.
Yeah. So then, who was number 2?
Oh, Kelpie. Kelpie came on the show. Oh,
I've never had any interaction with her. I've been in the same room with her a couple times. I've seen her act. She's got some funny stuff.
Yeah, you just gotta go over and just like kick her. You know, just kick her in the ass. And, hey, you little fuck! I heard about you.
No, she seems like a very nice person.
No, yeah, no, she is. She's really good. She got Luann from whatchamacallit, King of the Hill tattooed on.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's weird. Everyone's getting like cartoon
characters and shit.
Yeah, I'm an American traditional tattooer, and all I've done is like cartoon characters. But I think this is fun.
What's her face used to voice her?
Brittany Murphy.
Brittany Murphy.
Yeah. So, well, she's in. Besides doing stand-up comedy, she was also in. I'm gonna screw this up. I think it was cosmetology school or beautician school. I don't know what the real word is for that nowadays. You know what I mean? I want to just be like, she's in that Lady Barber school, you know? You know, with the place where the broads learn to cut hair and do nails, that fucking.
Where the broads learn how to make themselves less ugly.
You know when your lady wants to pretend like, oh, I have a job, you know, okay, yeah, so you send her off there.
Yeah. No, I know what you're talking about. Like
Cooking,
cosmetology.
cleaning, I don't know what they do. It's home.
So what does that have to do with?
So, no,
Luann.
Luann goes to beauty
Yes,
school on the show.
she does.
So she got Luann in her smock and all. Oh, it was cool. It was pretty cool.
There's a rumor going around that Brittany Murphy was killed by the Illuminati.
What?
Yeah.
Ooh, now we're getting into deep shit. Why'd they kill her?
Because she was starting to expose part of the dark side of Hollywood. You know, like the sex trafficking and the kids.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
molesting and stuff. So the rumor is that the Illuminati took her out, and then they took out her husband a year later. A year later, a month later. Right? Her husband died like shortly after
I
her.
didn't know that part. Yeah. You know what? It's like, I feel like all these conspiracy organizations are funny because they're always like based on like some ancient ritualistic.
Oh, it's always some ancient thing. Like,
I feel like, what if it's just a bunch of people who are like-minded and suck?
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and people are like, there's no such thing as a conspiracy. And I'm like, yeah, I think there is, but I don't think it's necessarily a bunch of dudes with ancient decoder rings trying to figure out the shit. I feel like they're just like, do you like drugs? Like, yeah, I like drugs too. Cool. All right, let's import drugs into this country. We're in a conspiracy now. We're a part of a... So I think there probably are a bunch of people out there, a bunch of rich elites that are like, do you like kids like I do? Do you really like them? Because we're going to have a little part... I don't know.
So I heard supposedly with this whole Gilgo thing that he was part of a group of these well-to-do businessmen, and that was their thing. They were getting hookers and killing them.
Well, there's always been the rumor of and I'm trying to remember which serial killers it was. I feel like it was Ted Bundy and like maybe Son of Sam.
Son of Sam was part of a cult. They said
Right, they said there was a serial killer cult that literally takes care of like doing like hits almost for like the CIA kind of sort of thing. And that's how a lot of these get done.
It was Son of Sam. They said it was part of like this satanic Satan worshiping cult. Oh, that's cold.
Oh, it's good for you. A little icy coldness, a touch up on a couple of spots. But yeah, I mean, imagine that cult meeting. That would be so weird. So hey guys, what did you guys do this week? No big deal. Just murdered a bunch of people for the CIA again. But if you think about the amount of people that have been convicted of murders, of crazy terrorism and things like that do have connections.
Yeah.
Like, talk about MK Ultra, the whole mind control project.
Yeah.
You have the CIA basically training killers, and they say, "Well, it didn't work though. It didn't work." You trained
Charles Manson. Oh no, he was part of the LSD experiments.
Manson had supposed links to it. Yeah. Oh. Manson had supposed links to it and stuff, but then you also had Whitey Bulger. He murdered a lot of people. You had Jim Jones, who had connections. He murdered a lot of people.
Whitey Bulger. He didn't last. He didn't last one night in prison when they got him back, though.
Oh yeah. Well, everybody wants to.
The mob took him right out.
I mean, there's a guy who was
they tortured him.
A rat on all the Italian mobsters, and then on his own people just to get by. I mean,
so Karen's aunt lives in Newton, Massachusetts.
Okay, yeah.
And around the corner from her is a cemetery, and Whitey Bulger's grave is there.
Oh, really?
I found it.
Oh, I didn't know they brought him back over to there.
Yeah,
shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they put him in.
His name's not on it.
Right.
It says Bulger, and then on the back it says parents' names.
Right.
Because he was a convicted criminal. He's not allowed to.
Put you in there.
He's not allowed to have his name on the stone.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's his parents.
It's craziness.
His parents' names are on it.
Man, that guy was like huge up in New England. Yeah, the Boston area.
Yeah.
Up in Boston. That's how you do.
Go to Southie.
A little spot left here, and then I swear to God,
go to L Street.
That's a fun area up in there.
Boston's cool. I like Boston. There. It's a cool city.
Yeah, my wife's from Cape Cod, so we're always up in
that's
Cape
even.
Cod.
I'd rather go there.
And I lived
where all the sharks hang out.
We moved to Gloucester for a while, so I actually lived in Gloucester, Massachusetts, the old fishing capital of the Northeast.
My buddy John, his ex-wife's cousin is. Oh, I can't remember his name. He's the actor, William. He was in Perfect Storm.
So you got Mark Wahlberg.
No, he was the guy that he was welding, and he was like he decided to go with them on the Andrea again.
Yeah. I know
him and John C. Reilly's character were always fighting and stuff.
Yeah.
So that
was that guy's name? Fitzy. Nope.
Fichtner, that's it. William Fichtner. Yes. So his ex-wife, when he was married to his wife, that's her cousin, and they went to Gloucester, and he made a phone call out there to like the hotel they were staying at and everything, and he had their room upgraded to like, the presidential suite, and he paid for the whole thing for them.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's that was when I went out there, that was my bar. It was the Crow's Nest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's not the exact bar from the movie,
right?
Because in true Gloucester doesn't care for the people, like the real people that are from there don't care for the tourism.
Yeah.
So when they're like, we want to film in your bar for the next 6 months, and they're like, no. What? So they built like a half replica across the street on the state fishing pier or whatever, and it's a cool place to live. It was a cool movie, and I got one little spot that I just realized, and then we'll be finally finished. But yeah, no, I read that book when I was in, I don't know, high school, and then I read it again while I was in Gloucester. It was cool to read it and to sit there and be. Yeah, it's a really cool place. The whole entire town on Tuesdays smells like fish sticks because the Gorton's fish plant is down there.
Oh, okay.
So I would just love to go and go to the bar on Tuesday nights and then get fish sticks afterwards.
I've never eaten fish sticks in my life.
Never eaten a fish stick in your life because it's shitty.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: you like fish, right?
Yeah. Only fish I eat is the fish I catch, though. I won't go to a restaurant and I'll like lobster and shrimp. I'll order, but
Yeah, but you gotta like slum it once in a while,
I won't
right?
go to the restaurant and order fish.
But you, okay,
Because I get it
you
myself.
obviously eat good pizza from good pizza places.
Yes.
But every once in a while.
Every once in a while, you
Domino's
gotta get
slice.
shit pizza. Yes.
Right, and that's why it's like, you know what, yeah, good fish, of course. Like, I'm not going to go to the diner and order tilapia. Oh, can I have some tilapia? I'd like to eat fish that eat shit. I like that place. You know, so no, but every once in a blue moon, you go and you open up that freezer and you pull out some of them Gordon fish sticks, and it just, I guess it's because it reminds you of when you were like a kid and your mom was, you know, too hungover to cook dinner that night. And
Never had one when I was a kid.
never.
Nope.
You guys had good food.
No, we were poor. We probably
tater
couldn't
tots.
afford fish sticks.
Well, we couldn't afford them the right way. So I just lived in a neighborhood where there was a lot of people that had, like, you know, shipping routes and stuff. And they'd be like, oh, you know, the other day, this whole entire bag of chicken McNuggets fell off the back of a truck. And it only cost you $25, but it'll feed the house for, like, a month.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay. Guess we're eating chicken nuggets every night.
Nice.
Yeah.
What videos I see, the guys put like cream over it. What is that? all
Cum.
about?
This is straight cum.
Is that?
Yeah, I like to put. Can we say cum on here? This is mammal sauce.
Whap
more or
a
less.
batch, whip out a batch real quick.
Just
No, I
A&D.
saw I've seen like the reveal and the tattoos covered with like this.
Yeah.
And then they just
foamy
wipe it
soap
off and they're like, look at it. And
you know what? Oh man, I wish I just had a jar of tomato sauce right now, and I would just pour it all over it and just do the tomato sauce reveal.
the tomato sauce reveal.
Look at that, it's a spicy meatball. Hey. Ah, damn. Well, we got a good picture of this from afar.
Good view of it. I gotta get a
Yeah,
picture
I
of
should.
it too.
Okay.
so.
Let me pull this off and let you take a look and see what we done wrought upon your skin. And let your leg get back to normal again, because I'm sure you probably feel that in your crotch, right?
Nah, my leg fell asleep.
Yeah, it's good for you. Don't fall. If you fall, I'm laughing.
Yeah, I know. That's
That guy's
great.
perfect.
That is great.
I love it.
Oh, that's great.
He's perfect. It's that's a cool gig right there. Very nice. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, that is our show. Thank you, Mr. Tony Landolfi, for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. It was
Absolutely,
great.
letting me tattoo and hurt you and all that kind of sort of stuff. Right, like, share, and subscribe. I'm Rob White. That's Tony Landolfi. Thank you guys, and have a spectacular night.